Hey guys, we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Scaling Secrets Mastermind. I am your host, Rhonda. I always like to hop at every let me go. So anyway, we had some flickers of power. So I'm on a hotspot. I'm on my laptop. I've got full power. We are ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to let some folks in here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have just 1 minute and then we will get started. I'd like to let you know exactly what is going to happen. I use Google Hangouts when I do a masterclass. And so as soon as I share my screen, you're not going to see me anymore. But what you will see is kind of this tunnel vision of like a whole bunch of green, like a green tunnel. And then we actually get to the slide deck. But I have something special for you today because a lot of you were invited by my partner and friend, Abby Ashley, and she has done a very quick video to welcome you into today's masterclass. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We do have the chat right below this video. Guys, feel free to let me know where you're coming from. Let me know that you can hear me. Questions, what we'll do is we're going to do a Q&A at the end. And so I will be able to take a look at those questions. Rachel is also in the chat, and she will be able to answer some of the questions as we go as well. So it is 12 o'clock, high noon. It is time to get started. Okay, so if you're just joining me, then I want to let you know that there is some tunnel vision here with Google Hangouts as I share my screen. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do to get started. Let me share. There we go. We're going to present to everyone. And now you should see my screen. Let me just double check that all of this is working and that you could see my screen. We should see the smiling Abby right now. Just a second. Okay, I do see her. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so before we get started, I did just want to share with you the message from Abby. I want to make sure that my word from Abby.
Hey, Abby Ashley here. I'm so excited for this webinar, and I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person. I'm actually hanging out.
Come on, Abby. It is freezing.
But I wanted to shoot this quick video just to introduce you to my good friend Rhonda. A lot of you guys know her as the co-founder of Savvy.
Apologize that this video is lagging. That's okay. It will continue. Let's let it catch up with us. There we go. Let's try it again. There we go.
Tech, our tech training lab, but she is more than just a tech genius. She is also an automation specialist. She has grown a...
And the suspense is killing us. She has grown a... It's coming up.
multi-six-figure business using automation.
Oh no.
And delegation, and she also runs so much of her personal life.
It is just not keeping up. We'll give it one more second to see if we can't buffer that, and then we'll just have to go ahead.
And she also runs so much of her personal life with automation as well, and a lot of really cool secrets and tips. And so when she came to me,
I'm so sorry, guys. Let me back it up a little bit. There we go. Let's try it again.
A multi-six-figure business using automation and delegation, and she also runs so much of her personal life with automation as well, and a lot of really cool secrets and tips. And so when she came to me with this idea for a masterclass specifically for those ready to scale, I said, yes, let's do this 100%. I know that there's a lot of people who really need this in our virtual assistant community. So yeah, I just wanted to introduce her and let you guys know this is going to be really good stuff. So make sure you are taking notes. Without further ado, Rhonda.
All right. I am so sorry that that lagged, guys, but let's hide that right there. Okay. I am so sorry that that lagged, but that was just a special message that Abby took the time to record to introduce me to you. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I know many of you from the Savvy Tech community, as well as from the VA Bootcamp community and the Savvies. So welcome, welcome, welcome today. Welcome to the Scaling Secrets Masterclass. My promise to you is that I'm going to show you how to maximize your most valuable asset, and that is your time. The fact is that we all have the same 168 hours a week. It is how you use those hours in your week that makes all the difference in the world. Spending time scaling your business while running your business. Let me say that again. Spending time scaling your business while running your business, it absolutely has to be productive and efficient. So not only that you don't waste your time, but also the motivation and wasting money. This masterclass is for business owners who are generating consistent income and sales each month. Business owners who have some tools or systems in place but aren't quite using them to their full capacity. And business owners who are ready, you're like, heck yeah, check me in, to take the next step to organize and scale their business. Now, if you stay till the end, I have something for you, which is my Workflow Wizard worksheet. It's a lot of alliteration. Say it 10 times fast. This is the same worksheet that I have used to build a multiple six-figure business, not once, but twice. It is a very easy 4-step system. We're going to get into that here in the masterclass, but I wanted to give you a resource that you could use in your business today. You could print it out and you could start using it today. So in order to maximize our time together, please turn off your cell phone, Facebook notifications. I'm going to be horrified if actually a notification comes through because I'm on my laptop, because I'm known for getting down to business. I really like sharing the nuts and bolts, because sharing the fluff, as my son would say, ain't nobody got time for that. If we haven't met, my name is Rhonda Melogy, and I define myself with my why. I am a homeschooling soccer mom that had 4 children in 5 years. So we had a lot of diapers all at one time, but I would not change it for the world. Over the past 15 years, I have built a business that is larger than your local Target. I just want you to think about that. Let that sit there for a second. And serves thousands and thousands of families twice a year. I use Target as an example because I know that we all do Target runs. I'm in a very specific niche, and that is a seasonal children's consignment sale. When I started 15 years ago, I started with 100 consigners, and today I actually cap registration at 650. Like, I turn it off. I say we cannot handle any more. They actually bring 100,000 items. The event itself is now run by a director. I no longer run the event. I have delegated that out. She actually now runs 50 staff members and over 400 volunteers. This is a very large undertaking, and it's a seasonal event. So that means it happens only 8 days a year, 4 in the spring, summer, and 4 in the fall, winter. We have 2 seasons that we sell. I've also, in the past year and a half, I've co-founded a tech membership, as Abby said, Savvy Tech, that has over 440, I think that number has changed, service provider, and generated well over $100,000 in sales. And I have coached both sale owners in launching a seasonal children's consignment sale, as well as service providers at all stages of their business, from beginning to scaling. I think if I were to say what my superpower is it's to take the idea or a task, and I break those big ideas and tasks down into manageable, step-by-step actions that can very quickly complete a task. I love doing this. It's like, this is what I eat for breakfast. This is kind of my jam. My role here today is to walk you through the system that I have used for over 15 years to systematize, to automate, and to scale my business into that multiple six-figure business. And it's important that I say I haven't just done this once, not just twice, but I have done it for 10 years and counting, generating almost $500,000 in sales every single year. So it's one of those things that it's not something that I just learned. It's something that I have been perfecting and working over the past 15 years. So I want you very quickly, we're going to put on our look into the future and or put on to our goggles, I guess, of virtual reality, and imagine a day in the life of your business when you have an automation strategy that puts parts of your business on autopilot. You have a system that clearly identifies where you can delegate in your business and basically writes the job description, hashtag the one thing. And you have a system that flips your current package into an offer that you can scale and your team can implement. If you answered yes to any of this and you just kind of got that giddy, like bumps, like you're excited, you're absolutely in the right place and you were born to scale your business. So what I'm going to cover today, 3 things. Number 1, the first step in automation in your business. Number 2, what you need to know about delegation and building your team. Number 3, flipping your current package offer into a business intensive model. So grab a notebook, a pen, and let's get started. I told you at the very beginning, number 1, I want to protect your most valuable asset, your time. Number 2, I get down to the nuts and bolts. I really like to give you the good stuff that you can start implementing. So before we get started with that, I really want us to think about what that service provider journey is. So very quickly, the thing that I love, and I almost wish I wish I had this when I launched my business 15 years ago, is that you have such a fantastic opportunity in that you are paid to learn. You are paid to learn what it is that you really enjoy to do. I always, when launching a service-based business, I always recommend starting hourly wage of $30 an hour. Sometimes that's hard for us to wrap our heads around and we don't feel like we are worth that $30. Who's going to pay us $30? But there's so many hidden costs, so many things that we don't consider when we're putting our rate out there. But my recommendation is always that you start at $30 an hour. Initially, we're in that what I call honeymoon phase of figuring everything out, from onboarding new clients, scheduling to complete the work, the tools that we need, and starting workflows, but those really aren't defined yet. We're just trying to hang on for dear life. Now, as you start to bring on more clients, you start to become more efficient with your time. You have to. Your situation is pushing you into being efficient, and it's pushing you into using workflows, even though you may not know what those are. Now, the first increase from going from an hourly rate, the first increase in your business is moving from hourly to package. And honestly, a package is just the workflow. Okay. So now let's take a look at that first step to automation in your business. The first question that we have to answer is, what is a workflow? Because I think a lot of things get thrown into the same bucket, and I really want to make the distinction. A workflow is a sequence of steps to complete a specific task. Just a step by step by step to complete one thing. The next thing, and I make this distinction because how is a workflow different from a to-do list? I think as women, we are fantastic to-do list generators. You know you are, especially around the holidays. But it is important to understand the difference between the two. A to-do list is an overwhelming brain dump. It is when we start to feel overwhelmed, we're going to pull out a sheet of paper and we put everything in the kitchen sink. Let me hear an amen. I know you do this. You can put that in the comments. And a workflow, the difference is a sequence of steps to complete one task. So it's just one thing versus everything under the sun in a to-do list, which it leads to paralysis and it leads to procrastination because you don't know where to begin. A workflow is a roadmap and it tells you exactly what you need to do. The workflow in your business is your how-to guide. And I'm going to just continue to reiterate. It's the step-by-step instruction in order to complete a specific task. It can be a document. A workflow can be a video. A workflow can be a checklist. And it can either be manual. You can do this through using project management tools like Trello or Asana, or it could be automated using tools like 17 Hats or Dubsado. Now, I have broken it down. Uh-oh, wants me to make it full screen. I can make it a little bit, whoops. I can break this down into 4 steps. And this really, I'm going to give you an example and you're going to know exactly what I mean. Number 1, we're going to list all the tools and resources needed to finish the task. Number 2, let me hide that. Maybe that'll happen. Number 2, list every step taken out to mark the task as complete. Number 3, we're going to try it. And number 4, we're going to tweak and optimize the steps until it is dialed down. All right. Now, I like to think about a workflow like when my children do these, each year they do presentations every single week. And one of those presentations is a demonstration. Okay. And the example that I like to give in how to create a workflow in your business is how to make a peanut butter sandwich. And as soon as I said how to make a peanut butter sandwich, you're like, okay, you need bread, you need peanut butter jelly, you need a knife. You are already starting to break those things down. So I use that kind of real world example to show you how easy it is now to transfer that same idea and process into completing a task in your business. The example that I am going to give you today is a Facebook Live. All right. And I think at the end, the results are going to shock you. All right. So before a workflow, the Facebook Live strategy is I'm just going to set up my phone and pop on for a quick Facebook Live. The results, there's a problem because there's no plan. There's no system. There's no strategy. There's probably very little results, and it's a waste of time. And what is my purpose? It is to maximize your most valuable asset, which is your time, which is your client's time as well. Let's take a look after a workflow. You have a strategy. Now you have an asset and it supports. Guys, the goal of a client and the goal for yourself is always more traffic, more leads, and more sales. It's 3 things: traffic, leads, and sales. Let's take a look at this workflow. So the tools and resources needed. Number 1, script outline. A script? Are you kidding me? We have to use a script? There's a reason why. Zoom, I recommend Zoom. You could also use Be Live, or you could just go live on Facebook. A webcam, because the picture tends to be better. A lead magnet, an email sequence, Canva, ConvertKit, my choice for email service provider, ManyChat, because I love messenger bots, and Tailwind. So you're like, holy cow, I never even thought about all of those tools and resources for a Facebook Live. Let's break it down step by step, and you can see how now this Facebook Live is going to continue to serve you and your client in the future, and how important it is to create this workflow. So number 1, we're going to create a script based on a topic. So we have a content calendar. We have 4 Facebook Lives minimum that we're going to do a month. And the script is a template. Everything in your business should have a template to it. And the reason why we use a script is because you can produce a consistent piece of content, and people can expect the flow. And it will remind you as well as your client for that CTA at the end, which is what? That call to action. That is why we are using Canva and we're creating a lead magnet. Because what do we need? More traffic, more leads, and more sales. Now, we're going to schedule Facebook Live in Zoom. Remember, I told you you could also use Be Live. And the reason why I like Zoom is that you can record to the cloud. I always recommend when you're scheduling the Facebook Live that you do it on a page and then you share it into a group. There's a reason why. We're going to get to it here in the workflow. Number 2, we're going to schedule, I'm sorry, it's actually number 4. We're going to schedule the Facebook Live on a Facebook page. We're going to schedule it in the group. We're going to include this Facebook Live announcement in a weekly email. Because why? We're driving traffic. Facebook loves itself, right? We want to drive traffic to it. Now, here's where you may not have used Pinterest in the past. We're going to create a Pinterest graphic, again, template in Canva. We're scheduling many chat broadcasts to let people know. You have to think about all of the different ways that people connect with your business as well as connecting with your client's business. The next thing, we're going to schedule Pinterest pin and tailwind. And instead of linking to content, you actually link to the Facebook Live. We right here are using a traffic driver, Pinterest, and we are driving traffic to Facebook, which loves itself. You're going to load the lead magnet in ConvertKit, which is that call to action. You're going to write the email sequence because when they opt in, you got to nurture them, right? The next thing is that we're going to add automation because we're going to tag them and we're going to trigger the email sequence. We need to write a description for that Facebook Live, which is easy to do when you have a template and you add that ConvertKit link. And now finally, after all of these steps, you or your client, you're going to go live. You're going to go live on the Facebook page, and you're going to share it into the group. Later on, we're going to look at analytics, both with Facebook, and you can reshare it. Your content does not need to be a one and done. Otherwise, you are working too hard. We need to work smarter, not harder. We're also looking at Google Analytics. We're going to see like which one of these is really resonating with people, right? We're going to be able potentially to get a content idea or a product idea. And it's also going to help us to schedule those really popular pins. And the reason why we actually went live on our page and shared it into the group, number one, that social proof is going to go up, your views are going to go up. But now, because you did it on your page or you did it on your client's page, you can turn that live into an ad, a video view ad. You can start generating an audience that you can later target with a product or a service. OMG. Do you see the layers that we just went through to complete a task? We try it, we tweak it, and we optimize it. We dial it down until this is something that you can do in your sleep. And you're like, well, Rhonda, I'm a solopreneur. I don't really need to write all these steps down. If you want to build a team, you need to write these steps down. And if you want to sell this as a package, you need to write these steps down because I'm going to show you how you can use it again and again and again. You're going to implement this system over and over. And I really, at the same time with workflows, you know, I listed out, well, I will just go ahead and give you 17 steps. So I have listed out 17 steps for this workflow, but it needs to be fluid, meaning that if there's a new tool, there's a new resource that you could add within the workflow that further streamlines, then you need to be open to that. It doesn't need to be this very rigid document that you cannot deviate from, okay? 15 years later in the workflows, and the reason why, when I talk about an event as massive as your local Target with thousands and thousands of people every single season, it's because we've used workflows in every single phase of that event. That is how now I can step away from it, but yet it's still running without me there. That is the magic. That is what you want in your business. Where you're still generating income, but you are outside of your business, okay? So that is 17 steps to complete one task. And I showed you very easily how you do that. If you don't have a workflow, all of that is a hot mess jumbled up in your head with your grocery list. If you don't have a workflow, you potentially are going to miss a step because let's say, for example, you're interrupted. You're interrupted, you come back, where are you? What do you need to be doing? And because some of these steps actually come later in the process, for example, reading the analytics. A workflow is going to help you produce a consistent product. People are going to come to rely on the system that you're providing them, the flow that you're providing them in this Facebook Live. You're going to be very efficient with your time. And then a workflow helps you build your team. Can you imagine, and I'm going to get ahead of myself, I always do this. So you know that you want to delegate Facebook Lives in your business. Now you bring someone on and you start training them, like you're on a live call with them and you're starting to go through this process and you're like, oh, this is too much. This is overwhelming. There's no way that I can share all of this information with you and you can complete it like I complete it in a timely manner. That's it. I'm not going to delegate. I'm going to keep doing what it is I'm doing. Guys, These workflows, again, I almost got ahead of myself, are the workhorse of your business. They're the silent employee that does a whole lot of work, and it helps you to automate. So let's move on. As I'm getting into delegation, I want to continue down the service provider journey. So we started with hourly, and now we've moved to package. Your business reached capacity because we don't have any more time. The next phase of growth is what? Delegation. But I want to caution you here, because when you delegate in your business, now all of a sudden you're going to be making more money. That's not necessarily the case initially, because remember, when we delegate, what is happening? We are incurring an additional expense. We're trying to open up the capacity of time for us. So we're increasing our expenses, but you will come to a period where that now will stabilize, and now you can grow. So let's continue on with delegation and building your team. So when is it the right time to delegate in your business? Is it when you feel overwhelmed, you're a hot mess, you're like super busy? I have two responses. Number one, you're bringing consistent income. Number two, you have workflows in place. You've already heard my rant about, or my soapbox about workflows. The thing with consistent income is that I want to set you, your business, and your team up for success. If you're not generating consistent income, this could be the most fabulous superstar you could ever bring into your business. And if you're not generating the income at the end of the month, when you have to go into the family savings to pay that person, you're going to find excuses to get rid of them. And it sets you and it sets your business, everything up for failure. So really, you need to have the consistent income, and you need to have those workflows in place. I use the analogy for workflows and bringing people on. It's like cleaning the house before the cleaning lady comes, right? Why do we do that? I don't know, but we do. I've got 3 steps to build a team. These are very easy steps. Number 1, use a workflow. I've already showed you that 4-step system. And remember, stay till the end, because I'm going to give you that worksheet to help you with all of your systems in your business. Number 2, record a screen video. So what you want to do is you want to take that workflow and you want to use a free software like Loom. And now you have workflow plus video equals training manual. Guys, you're working smarter, not harder here. And now the result is you have a job description. You are looking now for a specific skill set to complete a specific task. It's going to set you, your business, and your team up for success. You're not going to go into a group and write a job description that replaces yourself. That is not what you need. You need someone that's going to complete one task. I would even go as far to say, as far as social, is you need someone for Facebook. If you are Pinterest, you need someone for Pinterest. If you're Instagram, you need someone for Instagram, because all 3 of those platforms are very, very different. They can work in unison and they can drive traffic to each of them. But there are people within each one of these areas that I specifically follow, because I know that they stay up on the most current things that are happening on these platforms, which I don't have time to do, right? So the result is freedom of time, but it's focus. So when we delegate in one part of our business, not that we free up time to do more work, but we can focus and design a system where ultimately you remove yourself from your business. I like it. So to recap, everything starts with a workflow. The screen recording of the workflow results in a training manual. And when you're doing that, you give the how and the why. It set expectations up, because when you bring someone on, at what point is their jumping off point? What is their starting point? And honestly, it's a seamless transition. Your client, even though you put this information, within your contract, you're not trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes, but it is a seamless transition from you producing the work, from your team producing the work. And initially, you do need to allow grace, because what just takes you 30 minutes is probably going to take them an hour, hour and a half, until they get into your system. And, then my thing that I have always experienced is they always exceed expectation. That workflow identifies a skill set, and it identifies that job description. It is a beautiful thing. So we're going to continue. We're picking up that service provider journey. Let's see where we've gone. We've gone hourly when we started. Now we're package. The business reaches capacity, and now we start to delegate. We are building a team. Then what happens? Business reaches capacity. So now we go to the next phase of growth, which is actually selling strategy. And what does that mean? It means that we are selling based off of our experience. And I told you that workflow is the workhorse. It's based off of the workflow. So let's move through and look at what package to a business intensive model looks like. Basically, it's very easy. It's 2 steps. You're going to duplicate that current discovery call strategy that you have right now to bring clients into your business, with one exception. You are selling your expertise versus selling a package. Okay, so we're selling strategy versus selling implementation. But I'm going to show you something here, a little twist at the end. I give you 5 steps to that business intensive model. Number 1, you have to qualify your potential client, whether you were selling packages or whether you were selling intensives. You need to qualify them through a questionnaire. You hop on the discovery call. The strategy session ranges anywhere from $297 if you're just not, feeling confident yet, $297 because you have to put a value on your time, guys, to $597. And the reason why the $297 to $597, if your hourly rate right now is $30, even $45 an hour, you're like, well, how do I justify a $297? You are selling more than just your time at this point. You are selling your expertise. You are selling the fact that you understand the steps to take to achieve your client's goal. So it is strategy, which now is more valuable. The client completes an in-depth questionnaire. Guess what? That questionnaire is based on your current system. It's based on that workflow. So think about that initial strategy session that you set up with your client. All those questions that you ask, you clarify. Those are the questions that you ask for the strategy session. It's a 60-minute live session to clarify any of those answers. So they do the work. You guys meet, you talk, you fill in the blanks. And the deliverable, number 1, is the recorded call, and it is an action plan. All of this is based on templates. Then there are 2 choices that your client has. They can DIY what you've offered them, or you offer to let your team, which you have built based on your workflow and you're doing fantastic, your team can implement. So now you have just increased your sales. And you have diversified your revenue streams, which is always something that I recommend that you do. And here's the thing. This is a sample of a package taken from a workflow. So you remember that initial Facebook Live. So what I have done is I have taken really those top end pieces, create a lead magnet, create the Facebook Live description, schedule, the Pinterest graphic. This is the loading the lead magnet, writing the email sequence, the analytics, creating a low-cost video view ad. So this is all now a package for a Facebook Live. This was all taken from those 17 steps that we originally started with the workflow. So I've taken you through that service provider journey, and you've seen how we have gone from hourly to package, and now we're selling strategy. And I've showed you that one critical piece. I showed you how to develop the workflow, but you see how that workflow follows you throughout your business. To recap, that business intensive model is a paid strategy session. It's based off your experience. I don't want you, sometimes I think when we say business intensive model, that seems very overwhelming, and it seems scary because it's abstract. I want to put some concrete pieces to it. It's your workflow. It's a template. It's a fill in the blank. It is a deliverable of you the session you record, which is ultimately just like a strategy session, right? To set up, to complete the task. And then it is a template where you fill in the blank and you give to them. And they choose 9 times out of 10, they're going to choose for you to implement. I know that I do, because when I am going to someone with a business intensive model, they know their field, they know their niche, and they can do it better than I can. I don't need to second guess them because I'm paying them to complete this specific task. And it has always served me well and always worked well. So now let's continue on. We're just going to take one last look at this service provider growth phase. So we've gone hourly to package, business reaches capacity. Now we're delegating and we're building a team. Business reaches capacity. Now we flip it to a business intensive. And so each one of these, we are getting a pay increase, right? Or we're diversifying our revenue streams, and we are increasing the rate of income that is coming in. Once your business reaches capacity from this business intensive is training for you to be a course creator. So you've learned what you like to do up here in the hourly, and you've gotten really good at it. Now you're sharing that and you're delegating responsibility. Now you're sharing again, and this is almost a teaching with this business intensive. And then ultimately you become a course creator. So it's the one-to-many model. Is that not awesome? Are you guys excited? I hope you are, because this kind of stuff makes me just like, I love this kind of stuff. So at this point, you've got a process to create a workflow. Check. You've got a process to delegate. Check. You've got a process to turn your packages into a paid strategy session. So you're like, heck yeah, I want this. I'm making consistent income. I've got some workflows loosely in place. How do I get started? So I shared with you the 3 strategies to start scaling your business. It's just the tip of the iceberg, though, because those strategies alone are not going to solve the problem of developing all of the systems, kind of that all behind the scenes. And you're like, oh, I knew this was coming. All the behind the scenes systems that you need to take your business to the next level. I want to introduce to you the Scaling Secrets Mastermind. So we've gone from Masterclass. Now we're in the Scaling Secrets Mastermind. The Scaling Secrets Mastermind is an intensive 8-week live dripped content program that is designed to equip business owners to what? Automate, which we've talked about, build a team, and create that business intensive model offer. Because you are running your business while scaling your business. The weekly content is based on what you need to be doing in your business, because you know there's a list of things that you should be doing. I have talked to several business owners. Yes, I know, Rhonda, I need a lead magnet. Yes, I know that needs to be embedded on my website. Yes, I know I need to be doing X, Y, Z, but you continue to push it aside. Why? Because you're running your business. So I want you to know that when we built the Scaling Secrets Mastermind, the content is matched with the tech tutorial. The weekly content is matched with the swipe file to implement quickly. And the content is matched with the support you need every single week. So we thought about every single step of the way that we were moving here. It is what I want to think of, what I want you to think of is the complete experience. And what I mean by that, it's mindset, it's strategy, it's the swipe files, it's the tech, it's the customer care support, and it is a dedicated network. This is not on Facebook. I have purchased a dedicated network as a home base. So you really have two pieces. You have the dedicated network, and then you have the teachable dashboard, which actually holds the content. But it's a home base to organize, communicate, and build community, and build a supportive community. This is what Heather had to say about one of the courses, because I really want to hone in on that. My strategies are intentional, they're focused, and they're results oriented. Just like what I have shared with you in today's masterclass, that, you know, she wanted to say that she appreciates the wisdom and knowledge being shared, that she offered something additional to her offerings, but that she is using every single thing that is being taught in within the Perfect Pitch. That's another course that I have. But I always equip you with what I think that you need. Remember, I told you kind of what my superpower is taking the big idea and then listing absolutely everything out that I think you could possibly need to get you where you want to go. So let's take a look really quick of what's included. So we have, number one, it's 8 weeks, so we've got 8 modules. The first thing that we're going to do is we're talking about systems. We do both an audit 1 week, and then we do an optimization. So all of those things, all of those pieces and parts that you have been putting off on your list of things to do, we tackle them. I want you to check them off and they're done. And we move on to the next thing. So we've got an audit and we've got optimization. Now we go with the scaling groundwork. So we're creating the workflows. So just like what we just did, we're going to dive deeper and we're going to create workflows for everything in your business. And then on module 4, we're going to take a look at your offer. We're going to do a rate and package exercise, and we're going to really define what that package is and how you can flip that into that business intensive model. Marketing, there you go. Guys, for 15 years, I will tell you, even when people would handwrite their email addresses and then we would input them into an Excel spreadsheet and upload them, email is the cornerstone of your business. I can send out an email and people respond. I can send out an email with my offline event, and in less than 24 hours, 300 people have paid and registered. And you're like, well, of course, it's a niche and they know you. That is what you want. You want your niche. You want people to know you. When you send down an email, you want people to respond. All right. As well as not only that lead magnet and that opt-in, but writing a welcome sequence. And we're going to show you how to do that because that's important. You don't just give them something and then just like let them be cold. And then, oh, I'm ready to do something. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to start writing these people emails. We're going to talk about funnels because funnels right now in online business, online business is synonymous with funnel. People opt in, then they get a tripwire, then they are moved through the funnel. We're going to talk about the concept, the elements, and actually build a funnel using ClickFunnels. And you're like, well, I'm not really at that point in my business. And I understand if you were at the point of the business where you were actually using and proficient in ClickFunnels, you would not be where we are right here today. But what I like to do, remember, is that I like to look at what are all those pieces and parts that you need now and in the future that you can continue to utilize. Webinar marketing strategy. This is a little bit different. Typically you think of webinars and hundreds or thousands of people, some of the gurus you hear that have registered to hop on. That is not the case. When you're doing a business intensive model, this webinar is you offer value, you offer how to, but the call to action at the end is not to buy a product. The call to action at the end is to hop on a discovery call with you, a 15-minute discovery call, because you've pre-qualified them with your questionnaire. But we give you the webinar slide deck, the emails, pre-email sequence, and the post-email sequence that you need. And this is just continually generating. My recommendation is you do like twice a month. And this is just a system. It's just a workflow that you put in your business and you complete. And I guarantee you, I did a webinar 15 weeks in a row. You get really, really, really good. You use your slide deck. That's your confidence builder. And you do it one time and you're like, oh, that wasn't very good. I need to do it again. You do it the next week. And then you do it the next week. And you do it the next week. And you keep learning more and you keep just developing that skill. And you can't help but gain confidence repeating the webinar week in, week out. And then we're going to talk about paid marketing. We're going to do it both on Facebook as well as promoted pins. Guys, you can generate some emails, you can generate some results, some tripwire sales based on promoted pins on Pinterest. And I'm talking my promoted pins and my tripwire on Pinterest is like a $27 product. And I can generate, there are things that you have to do, but you can generate like 30 leads a day with your Facebook ads. Now, if that wasn't enough, you're like, holy cow. Remember I told you each week has a piece of content. And if there needs to be a swipe file, you got it. And if there needs to be a tech tutorial, you got it. So we have all of these, not just one, all of these tech tutorials from Dubsado, ClickFunnels, Trello, Facebook Ads Manager, Pinterest Promoted Pin, Google Hangouts, and Google Analytics. All of these tech tutorials. I mean, one of these alone, come on. You know what I'm talking about. The templates and the swipe files, these are, again, it needs to be, you are running your business while you are scaling your business. So I give you swipe files that I use in my business. You can, of course, edit the text, edit the logo, edit some of the verbiage to make it your own, but you have something, a jumping off point. And that is always so helpful to like hit the ground running. And if you are thick in the weeds of running your business and you just need X, I give it to you here. Okay. And I love things like this, the client intake form. I've got one right here for you. Invitation to schedule. I've got it for you. You're not ready. I have that for you as well. The client testimonial, we work through, and I love this right here, this a la carte pricing sheet. I told you I give you the complete webinar slide deck, that intensive questionnaire template, that report, and I give you a complete funnel. Now this funnel, it will be there for you. It will be ready for you when you are ready to take that next step. But it is the opt-in, it is the tripwire, it is the one-time offer, the webinar registration, the webinar confirmation, the viewing room, the order page, and order confirmation. It is a complete funnel. And it literally, when you click on the funnel, it loads into ClickFunnels. You have a 14-day free trial. You can get in there and mess with it. Guess what? I give you that ClickFunnels 101 tutorial. And then you can choose if you want to use a funnel tool. I'm going to recommend that you use ClickFunnels because it just can give you so much information. Okay. So you're like, heck yeah, I'm in. Well, we're not done yet. This wasn't a to-do list, but I did throw everything in the kitchen sink in here because I wanted to support you in your business and taking the next step because I know how hard you have worked to get to this point. So let's take a look at some of the bonuses. Today, right now and I apologize, replay viewers, right now on the call, you purchase, and you can do that by clicking that beautiful purple button, the lavender button at the very bottom. The Facebook Live playbook, and it's live coaching. So you're going to get a 30-minute one-on-one coaching session with me for that Facebook Live. So we're going to go in depth. We're going to go the checklist, including equipment list, the content planner, the script template, how to promote your live, how to keep driving traffic after you turn off the camera. It's the missing strategy to be confident when you go live. You can use this. You can use this with your client. I mean, everything is in here. This is like a complete package right here, but you only get this by purchasing while we are on the call right now. Okay. So this is available right now. In addition to that hashtag and the same bonus is the Scaling Secrets Mighty Network. Now that is a mouthful in and of itself. I have a dedicated network and a community that is just for my Scaling Secrets participants. It's a dedicated space for the community. It organizes our resources. We will have a live sessions in there. We're making connections. It's amazing. You can you put your Facebook page. You can put your website. You can put your LinkedIn profile. Tell people about yourself. It's just, the way that the Mighty Network has been set up really fosters community. And it is a very supportive environment in there. And I put, we are only as strong as our community. And I really want a strong network within this community. And it doesn't stop at the end of 8 weeks. This will continue after the 8 weeks. Your networking, your partnerships, your potential joint ventures that you do with people are found in networks like this. I'm also going to offer a Facebook community strategy guide. You'll notice that a lot of the content, I was thinking in terms of like systems and everything that you need, from the lead magnet to Facebook ads, Pinterest promoted pins, all of that sort of thing. But we can't leave out, that's why these bonuses are so important with the Facebook Live strategy. If there's any ounce of like, yes, I'm in, you need to purchase now to grab that one because you get that live coaching call. But this is also, I see a lot of questions around the Facebook community strategy. What do I need to do to get engagement? My client wants to build a page, but nothing is happening. What do I do? Do I use prompts? I go through everything. We talk about the formula for success. We actually plan out a content planner. We give you 5 questions to guide your community strategy. I give you the launch checklist. And I also talk about the 5 top lessons I've learned. I've managed groups from 100 members to 20,000 members, including setting up an ambassador program to run the group. You don't want to start a group without a strategy, because then it's just something else on your plate that you're going to have to manage. You really want to have a plan in place to do that. I love, love, love this one. And this was one that I was like, okay. But I had to change my mindset about it. It's the visibility and networking strategy. It's a Trello board. It's a central location for all of your branding. You're like, okay, but it also includes in there your elevator pitch. It's what you offer. There's a template for that. And both podcast pitch email template and a Facebook group pitch email template. I was just on Lisa York. She published it this week. Super Mom podcast. It was awesome. I truly enjoyed it. This is my go-to board for outreach. If somebody wants to know what I do, I go in here quickly. I grab my elevator pitch. I've got my headshot, and I send all of that information off. If I need to do a quick email and I do podcast and Facebook group, because podcast is going to give you not only visibility, but gives you a backlink, which is great for SEO. Your Facebook group, that gets you exposed. You could do workshops. You could try out a new product. You could try out a new training and partner with someone, be a bonus for someone's course. That's how I started with the Facebook group pitch. So you're going to get the visibility and networking strategy. And then I love, love, love this. Okay. So working online is very isolating. And so one of the things that we're doing each week, really, we schedule on Tuesday and Thursday. And so we're going to have a virtual workroom so you can schedule to get the work done. It is already set up in our community. You can go in, you can schedule it on your calendar. The Zoom link is there. I'm going to open up 8. So 8 weeks, 2-hour sessions. This is not required. It's not going to be facilitated, but this is a space that you can come, log on, and you can be working while others are working together. And again, it's fostering that community. You don't have to work alone. And that's why I thought this was such a valuable asset to add to the program. So you're like, all right, Rhonda, you laid it all out for me. How much is it going to cost? We get down to the nuts and bolts of things pretty quickly here. So I looked at, and I used the a la carte pricing sheet, guys. I came up with the value for everything, whether it was the group coaching calls, the network, the tech tutorials, the swipe files, the virtual workroom, the tech support. And we came up with a total value of $5,900. And you're like, oh my gosh, shut the phone. I cannot, or shut the front door, shut the phone, shut the front door. But here's the thing. Whenever I talk about value and investment and money, I know like objections, like you're starting to get tense in your shoulder. Like you were really excited and now you're like, $5,900? What? Let's cover those 4 top objections about investing in yourself. I don't have time to invest. I don't have money to invest. The fear of failure and the fear of success. These are the top 4 objections that we tell ourselves about investing in ourselves. But I want to talk about your fear. I want to break it down. Number 1, time, not money, is your greatest currency. I said this at the very beginning of our masterclass. Finding time in your weekly schedule to dedicate to scaling your business is 1,000% imperative for growth. And I just want you to think about that. I've given you opportunities. Number 1, with the virtual workroom, that's 2 hours. Number 2, our weekly live session. That's 3 hours a week that I have scheduled for you. Women need deadlines. I need deadlines. I know with my consigners, from Sunday night at 8 p.m. all the way to 1 p.m. on Monday. Guess how many items that they can actually enter in? 15,000. Because that's it. It's a cutoff. We have to have deadlines. Otherwise, things get pushed down. They just get pushed down because we're investing in ourselves. Number 2, investing in the right tools, team, and skill are the only investment that will take your business to the next level. And 3, growth, the type of growth that I'm talking about when you are starting to scale, when you're starting to delegate, when you're starting to flip your package into a business intensive model. That growth doesn't happen doing the same thing that got you where you are today. You have to change things up. Growth, also known as change, friends, is uncomfortable. I'm taking you out of your schedule. I'm taking you out of your comfort zone. And I know for me for a fact, when I am making progress in my business, I am really, really, really uncomfortable. I push myself. So at the point, I have to ask, if you don't do anything at all today, if you take what I said and you're like, this is great information, Rhonda, thank you so much for sharing. If you choose not to invest in scaling your business, what will change? Anything? Nothing? And then looking at it, where are you going to be a month from today, a year from today, or 5 years from today? It's easier for me to think about 1 month, where am I going to be? 6 months, where am I going to be? A year, where am I going to be? If you choose not to invest in yourself, in your business, it's going to be uncomfortable and things are going to have to change. The strategies that you used, we're going to have to change them a bit to take it to the next level. And I know that's nothing new. I know you've heard that before. For me personally, scaling my business meant taking me out of my comfort zone and my established business. I could have stayed offline. It was a seasonal event. I worked 2 months out of the year. It's a fantastic opportunity. Investing money in the next phase of my business journey because I knew I was capable of more. I wanted more. And it wasn't necessarily more money. And it's interesting, I've had conversations with a lot of folks lately. And it is, money is great. Let's not get that wrong. But the thing was for me is being able to identify just this piece that I have carved out for myself. I'm a mom of 4, where I've been married almost 25 years to a military spouse. So I was always someone's mommy, Daniel's wife. I wanted to be known for my space. And I wanted to carve out that one thing that I had a passion for, that I wanted to help and make an impact. And you're probably feeling, when you started your business, it could have been a hobby. When you started your business, it's turned into more than that. And now you want to make a bigger impact. I'm giving you the steps that will get you there. And I'll just end it here. My fear of second guessing, if I should take action, should I really do that? Should I not? That fear was greater than my fear of failure. Because if you've heard me anytime before, you know that I don't look at it as failure. I look at it as failing forward. You learn so many valuable skills. Guys, I've manufactured, I've registered a trademark, I've sold products. There are a lot of other businesses that I could say that I don't do anymore, so they were failures, right? No, I have learned a lot by following my passion, following my dream, implementing, but I just found at that point, it wasn't compatible with where I was in my season of life, where I was with my children, with my family, with my husband. But I found it. And coming out kind of on that other side of the mountain, I'm starting to see that it's amazing. And I'm glad that I took the leap, is what I'm trying to say. And so that leads me to say that I challenge you to show up for yourself and your business. Not tomorrow, not next month, not next week. I challenge you to show up today. So I started with a total value of scaling secret masterminds of $5,900. You're like, shut the front door. The business is closed, lock it up. But the scaling secret mastermind, guys, $497. It's the beta launch price. What does that mean? It means that its content is going to be dripped out on a weekly basis. I'm getting ahead of myself, so I'm not going to go there yet. Let me just continue. I'm not going to launch again until January 2019. When I do, that price increases to $997. And I will say I'm going to limit the number of people into the program right now. I really want to focus on you. My team is going to focus on you. We are going to put 110% into this program and into you to get you where you want to be. So we have to limit the number. So that pricing of $497. What happens next? Number one, you get a 14-day guarantee. If you get in, when you go ahead and you purchase, number one, you're going to get that playbook and live coaching call. Number two, we have some pre-work. So there's stuff in there to get started before we have our first session October 4th. Okay, but you've got a 14-day guarantee. So if you get in and you start running through the pre-work and you're like, this is just not for me, it's okay. I'm okay with that. No problem at all. And I will refund your money. I do offer $497 full payment, or a payment plan, 2 payments of $267. Yes, the payment plan is a little bit more expensive, but that is the risk that I'm taking, that you're taking, in doing the payment. So if you pay today, then what is today? October 25th, then that second payment is done and you were done, and you get access to everything, even when we launch over and over again and add improvement. So it's past just these 8 weeks. I want to talk about, just really quickly, just share what some of my students have had to say. You're a little rock star. Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know how I'll build my business without these amazing resources. She's an awesome teacher. Yep. Love Rhonda Melogy. This course was what I was missing. I was nervous, but so excited to reboot and start taking on new clients with these awesome workflows. If you haven't studied this course yet, do so pronto. Your business will thank you. Rachel said, right, this is the first one I did, and said the exact same thing, #worth every penny. This has to do with my workflows, which you get access to, is to my Trello board. I don't want you to get caught up in the actual tool, because if you're an Asana girl, you can apply the same principle to Asana, okay? So yes, you're like, heck yeah, amen, what's next? You've seen the purple button. You're going to get on the live call, you get the live playbook and live coaching. It is that 30-minute one-on-one coaching call about your Facebook Live. This is the missing strategy. Again, this could be a package. This right here could be a package. This could be an intensive that you do with your clients. So what happens, you purchase now, you're going to get that fast action bonus. You'll click on the button, you check out. Now, I'm going to tell you, Teachable is being a little wonky. And if you guys have purchased anything recently, or you've logged into Teachable recently, if you go in, it may say Teachable doesn't recognize. So you're going to, it'll say that it sent you an email. You go into your email, you confirm that it was you trying to log in or trying to purchase, and then it will let you complete the purchase, okay? I'm going to accept PayPal or credit card. As soon as all of that happens, these are the things that you will get. Number 1, you're going to receive a welcome email with some instructions. Number 2, you get access to the Scaling Secrets dashboard. There is pre-work in there. I don't leave you hanging. I've got lots of fun goodies in there for you. And because all of you have stayed to the end, you're going to get that Workflow Wizard worksheet. Now, I was going to have a Q&A session here, but the problem that I'm seeing is within this chat role, I am not seeing, something is frozen, and I don't know that the chat role is actually working, which makes me very sad. So I don't know that we have any questions. And so what I'm going to do, this was going to be a 10-15 minute Q&A session. Again, just to kind of reiterate the value here, $5,900 for the Scaling Secrets Mastermind, everything included, all in. And now $497, no questions at this moment. $497, the beta launch price. And you definitely, if you're like, yes, I want to get in, the Facebook Live Playbook and live coaching is going to be for you. That and we will send you the link. So we'll take a look at when sales are coming in, and we will contact you. We'll give you this information about the playbook. So I think what I'm going to do, it's 1 o'clock right now. What I'm going to do is we'll give you 30 minutes when we hop offline, 30 minutes to go ahead, and if you want to purchase, you can select a one-time payment, $497, or a 2 payment of $267. And if you purchase before 1:30 today, then you would have access to the Facebook Live Playbook and live coaching for that fast action bonus. Because I know the chat role, typically there's a lot of activity here, and for whatever reason, there's no activity. So I know there's something tech behind the scenes that's not working. I will say, if you do have questions, hit me back at hello@multitaskingmaven.com. I am available to answer those questions. So it's hello@multitaskingmaven.com. That is for live viewers. That is for replay viewers. So let me now go back to, and I'm going to stop sharing. There we go. Hey, I'm live again. I'm going to stop sharing so I can see, well, I can't see your smiling face, but I know that you are here. Guys, if you've got any questions, and I apologize, it's hello@multitaskingmaven.com. I'll be monitoring that. We are monitoring sales that are coming through right now. Thank you so much. We want to get you into the network, into the mighty network in there, to start building that community. I just want to say thank you to my team. They have been amazing, so supportive. Abby, I want a big shout out to Abby. Thank you so much. She is so supportive, both as a partner in Savvy Tech, as well as when I came to her with this idea of a mastermind. She's like, absolutely, let's, I love this. Let's do this. This is something that people are asking me for. And right now during the fall season is fantastic, because we're going to be doing this work in October and November. And so you will be set up for success and ready to go come January 2019. Now, remember that beta pricing is $497. I'm not going to be launching it again this year. I want to get through the beta. I want to focus. I want to concentrate on that community. And I will be relaunching in January of 2019. But when I do, then the program will go up to $997. Those folks that purchase now, you get access to everything. I have always said that if you are going to be involved in a program and you can get in on a beta, that's the most fantastic level to get in on, right? Because you're going to get bonuses, not now, but every single time that I launch, which I'm going to launch 4 times a year, 4 masterminds a year. You get any updates, you'll get access to all of the tech, all of the swipe, all of the content. You will stay in the community. So as the community grows, then you're going to be able to grow with that community. So it's just a win-win for everybody. I really want your feedback as we move through this content. And I got to tell you, right before we hop off, you have to watch your email. I have something coming for you in the emails. You've got to look at all of them. I can't remember which one it is. My teammate, Abby, not Abby Ashley, my Abby, she has put something in there, and it just, guys, please read your emails. It puts that cherry on top. Like I said, I want this to be the complete experience for you. I want you to feel like, okay, so if you like going to a 5-star resort, or if you love going to an Airbnb or a bed and breakfast, and they have the fuzzy towels and they have thought about everything, I want you to feel that in this community. And honestly, my team and I, we have tried to think about every single step, every single piece of content, every bonus, every swipe file that we could. If there are more as we go through, and I've been known to do this, I will add it, because I'm invested in you, and I am invested in getting where you want to be, where your season of life, what your goal is for your business, okay? Again, I apologize that I am not able to answer your questions. I feel really bad, but hit me up, hello@multitaskingmaven.com. I will email you back. We can hop on a call if you have any questions. If you've been looking, and if you've been searching, and if the masterclass today that is representative of the type of content, the structure, the teaching, the coaching that I have or will have in this masterclass, I invite you. I'm excited. This is the next step. This is the next step in scaling your business. So thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it. I want to be respectful of it. So we're going to hop off. We're going to hop off, and we will talk soon. All right. Look for those emails. You've got to look for the email, and I'll give you the hint. It's the one with the video in it. Okay. Watch the one with the video. But if you've got any inclination at all and you're like, heck yeah, go ahead and purchase so you get that playbook and live coaching call. All right.